Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making some delicious vanilla spiderweb cookies. For this recipe, you're going to need the following ingredients: 220 grams of plain flour, 110 grams of butter at room temperature. Do not use margarine for this recipe. 1 medium egg, 110 grams of caster sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then to decorate, we're going to use some white fondant and black icing. I've got a black icing pen, but you can just make up some regular black icing. You're also going to need a cookie cutter. I have got a Spiderweb cookie cutter, but if you don't have that, just a regular cut will be fine, and I'll show you how to do that. You're also going to need a baking sheet and some greaseproof paper, a rolling pin, and obviously a large bowl. Let's get started. First, add your softened butter into the plain flour. Then, I use a fork, but you can also use your hands. Mix the flour and the butter together. Finally mix all these together to create your dough. At this point, you might want to use your hands. When you've got a nice round ball of dough, wrap this in cling film and pop it into the fridge for 20 minutes. So once you've removed your dough from the fridge, sprinkle your work surface with a little bit of flour. Then roll out your dough to about the thickness of a pencil. Next, get your cookie cutter and cut out as many shapes as you can. If you don't have a cookie cutter, use a glass or a cup, whatever you want. Cut out a circle, and then you can go around just taking off the edges like so. Next, you're going to need a lined baking tray. The top tip, put your baking paper on and pop a little blob of butter in each corner. It will just keep it attached to the tray. Put your dough shapes onto your tray. Make sure they are well spaced out because they are going to get bigger. You might need to cook them in 2 batches. So I'm going to put the first batch in and we're going to cook these for 10 to 12 minutes. They'll be a golden brown and then we'll leave them to cool and then we can put the second batch in. Okay, so the cookies are out of the oven and cooling down. Whilst they're cooling, we're going to start rolling the fondant. Do this on a non-stick mat if you have one. If not, you can sprinkle a little bit of icing sugar or corn flour just on the work surface so that it doesn't get stuck. You want to roll the fondant out really thin. So as you can see, it's super thin. Make sure it's not stuck to the work surface. Then get your cookie cutter and cut out as many shapes as you have cookies. I'm going to get my little helper again to do the rest of them for me. So what you want to do is with your cooled cookies, attach the fondant by putting a little tiny bit of water on the back, pop them on and just pat them down lightly. Now if you used a cup to make your spiderweb shapes, then just do exactly the same thing by cutting out the spiderweb shapes with the cup. Next, it's time to add the spiderweb to the cookies. I'm going to use a black icing pen, but you can use black icing if you would rather. So, to do this, start from the outside and just follow each edge or each curve round. Top tip, if you're using black icing pens, warm them up slightly first before you use them. Next, we're going to draw in from the outside right to the middle on each point. And then finally, I like to add a little spider. Repeat this for each of your cookies. And there we go, finished. Some super easy vanilla spiderweb cookies that even your little ones can bake.